I've just told you a lot about validation rules, and I'd like you to start creating some for Shopping List++. Now, writing validation rules is pretty straightforward. In fact, if you'd like, I could walk you through creating one of these rules right now, start to end. Here, let's take a look at the user friends node.
When you're writing the rules for an object, take a look at the actual object itself in the database. So let's look at user friends. So here's the main node user friends, and it's going to have an arbitrary number of children for every user that has friends in the database. And then for each user that has friends, they in turn have a friends list. And they're also going to have an arbitrary number of friends. The friends themselves have pretty much the same properties that we just saw. Okay, so first things first, let's map this out in the rules. We can see here that we have user friends, those two match. And then here we have a wildcard variable for the user's encoded email. And then we have another wildcard variable to represent each of the friends. And then each friend will have this structure of properties, as matched here. Okay, so it looks like pretty much this structure matches this structure. That's good. Now, this is not actually doing any sort of validation yet. Notice I haven't written a single validation rule. To start, we could write rules that make sure that all of the correct properties are present in the friend encoded email object. So I'll go ahead and start by writing a new data has children rule right here. This rule will make sure that all these properties exist, and I'll also go ahead and write one for the timestamp joined. Now this only makes sure that these properties exist. It doesn't make sure that they are the only properties that exist. And it doesn't protect against writing other arbitrary properties that could be wrong. So to do that, we have to use the $sign or wildcard variables as I described earlier. So I added those variables here. At this point, you're completely confirming the structure of the user object. Now you can write more specific rules for each of these properties. Generally, you can start by doing type-related validations. For example, the name should be a string. And just continuing down, the email should also be a string, has longitude with password is a boolean, and timestamp is a number. In addition, we could do a further validation on the email with the regular expression I showed you before. So it's a string, and its value matches the format of an email. And that's a pretty good start for ensuring the structure of the user friends node.